If you scroll through social media, you will see a massive surge of posts pitching natural supplements and prescription diabetes drugs as quick-fix diet pills. People are calling the botanical extract berberine nature's Ozempic, and doctors are fielding endless requests for off-label metformin from patients looking to shed fat. But this chart shows the clinical data. GLP-1 medications produce massive results, averaging 15 to 20% body weight loss. Metformin and Berberine average just 2 to 5 pounds total. That tiny drop happens because repairing insulin resistance allows your metabolic plumbing to work correctly again. The minor weight loss is a byproduct, not a primary fat-burning mechanism. Neither Berberine nor Metformin is a miracle cure for obesity. Their actual power lies in repairing cellular metabolism at the source. To understand how they work, we have to look at a cellular pathway called AMPK. It functions as the primary regulator of your body's energy balance. When activated, this protein changes cell behavior. Instead of storing excess energy as fat, cells pull floating sugar and fat from your bloodstream and burn them for immediate energy. It turns out, both Metformin and Berberine act on this exact same target. They both trigger AMPK to lower insulin resistance. Metformin is the 60-year gold standard prescription for this. It is highly predictable, but it carries a notorious reputation for causing harsh gastrointestinal side effects. Then there is Berberine. Extracted from plants like the barberry, it acts powerfully like a pharmaceutical drug, while offering additional benefits for your cholesterol. Since they both hit the exact same cellular target, you are left with a choice. Do you take the heavily researched prescription, the natural botanical, or is combining them the ultimate metabolic hack? Let's start with Metformin on its own. Its primary clinical function is highly reliable. It stops your liver from pumping excess glucose into your bloodstream. The clinical result is a solid 1 to 2 percentage point drop in your HbA1c levels, backed by decades of established medical data. The trade-off is that patients frequently have to endure severe diarrhea and nausea when starting it, and long-term use can deplete your body's vitamin B12 stores. Berberine monotherapy brings a different history. It was utilized in traditional medicine practices centuries before anyone studied it for modern metabolic disease. Its unique clinical edge is that it activates AMPK, just like Metformin, but it also brings powerful lipid-lowering effects. It actively reduces your total cholesterol and triglycerides at the same time. But Berberine has major downsides. It completely lacks the 60 years of safety data we have for Metformin, and because it is an over-the-counter supplement, the purity and quality of the pills you buy can vary wildly. Choosing a monotherapy means accepting a trade-off. You either take the proven FDA safety of Metformin and risk the GI distress, or you get the added lipid benefits of Berberine while accepting the uncertainty of supplement purity. Because of how these compounds work, some patients explore combination therapy. This must be done strictly under medical supervision. Combining them creates a dual pathway effect. Metformin stops the liver from making new sugar, while Berberine forces muscles to aggressively absorb blood sugar. At the same time, Berberine modulates your gut microbiome to complement this dual action. The primary clinical benefit of this synergy is clear. Trials show that combining them produces an enhanced 1.0 to 2.0% drop in HbA1c, consistently outperforming either compound taken alone. The tactical advantage here is that combining the two might allow your doctor to lower your harsh metformin dose, saving your stomach while maintaining the exact same blood sugar control. While stacking them yields amplified, multi-angle metabolic repair, it also severely escalates the complexity and intensity of your daily routine. Warning tone. Because berberine is a botanical extract, it is often treated as harmless, but once it reaches your liver, it functions exactly like a synthetic pharmaceutical. Your liver uses specific pathways, CYP3A4 and CYP2D6, to process medications. Berberine blocks these pathways, jamming the gears. Because of this jam, life-saving drugs like statins, blood thinners, and antidepressants accumulate to toxic levels in your bloodstream. When you stack berberine specifically with metformin, their additive blood sugar-lowering effects combine, which severely increases your risk of hypoglycemia, or dangerously low blood sugar. Then there is the physical toll. Both compounds individually cause severe cramping, diarrhea, and constipation, When taken together, that gastrointestinal distress is often amplified. Surviving this impact requires strict protocols. Time your exact doses with meals, drink massive amounts of water, and titrate your dose upwards slowly. The metabolic synergy is highly effective, but unlocking it safely requires a pharmacist to prevent toxic interactions and extreme dietary discipline to protect your gut. Combination therapy is the most potent way to boost AMPK and attack metabolic dysfunction, but it is entirely the wrong starting point for most people. This flowchart illustrates exactly how to navigate this decision based on your specific metabolic goal and your personal risk tolerance. Path A is metformin alone. This fits established type 2 diabetics who are hitting their blood sugar targets and prefer the heavily researched predictability of an FDA-approved prescription. Path B is berberine alone. This is for people with mild insulin resistance, prediabetes, or high cholesterol who need an over-the-counter alternative because their stomach cannot handle metformin. Path C is combination therapy. This path is reserved for diabetics who are failing to reach their HbA1c targets on metformin alone, or who need to lower their prescription dose to save their gut, and it must be done strictly under a doctor's watch. Finally, there are the absolute exclusion criteria. You must avoid berberine entirely if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, if you have severe kidney disease, or if you are taking multiple prescriptions without a pharmacist actively monitoring for interactions. Whether you choose the gold standard prescription, the natural botanical, or the high-risk synergy, you cannot outpill a bad lifestyle. True metabolic health is impossible unless these tools are paired with foundational changes to your diet and exercise.